Looking at my document here, you can see I've got the title of it, and then down below I've got my headings for each of these paragraphs, like step 1, step 2. And usually when you want to offset a heading to a paragraph, you'd go ahead and select it and place some sort of emphasis on it. Like when I hover over here and I go up and right diagonally to get my mini formatting toolbar up, I can make it bold, italics, or of course you can come up here to the font group, underline it. That's all fine, but if you want to use some of Word's more advanced features later on, like creating a table of contents, and you want to be able to pull these headings here into your table of contents, Microsoft Word's going to ignore it because it doesn't understand this. What it does understand are what are called header styles. For example, let me go ahead and hit undo to get rid of all those formats that I applied to that heading there. And go ahead and click anywhere within that paragraph, because that is a paragraph. It's separated from this one, as you recall in an earlier training video. Boy, I'm really pounding this into your head, aren't I? Come up here on the Home tab to the Paragraph group, click on the Show Hide Codes, and you can see a little paragraph marker right there. That means that everything to the left of it and above it is a paragraph until you hit the next marker. So if I click anywhere within that paragraph here, and I come up here on the Home tab to the Styles group, use one of these heading styles here when you want to go ahead and apply a format to your headings here. And the reason why you want to use these is because Microsoft Word will recognize these heading styles here, and when it comes to later on creating a table of contents, it'll look for all these heading styles and plop them right in your table of contents. If you don't know what a table of contents is, and you want to watch my training video on that, but right now I want you to get used to, when it comes to formatting your headings here, to use the styles. Don't do it on your own unless you're sure you don't want to use Word's advanced features, which you probably don't know about until you watch the rest of the training videos in level 1, 2, and 3. In any case, come up here, click on the More button to see all the different styles. You have heading 1, and notice when I hover over it, you get a preview down below. Just go ahead and look at that, step 1 spiritually, how it pops open and it's blue, and you're like, oh yeah, that's fine and dandy. I can use the heading 1 style and click on it. But what if I don't like the color here or the size of it? That's okay. You can go ahead, come back up here to the heading 1 style, right click on it, and say you want to modify it. When you modify it, you get the chance to change the formatting. Instead of using the font Cambria or the size 14 or B for bold or even the color, maybe go to automatic and maybe change this to type in times. There it is. After I type in the first couple letters, it pulls it up here. Just hit the tab key and it'll pop it open. And let's do, size 16. And you see how I'm modifying that heading style? Heading 1 here, click OK, and it updates it to something that I like, just with a simple right click. So that way I can hit two birds with one stone. I get to be able to use the styles here to pull into the table of contents for some of the more advanced features later in Word. And at the same time, I'm able to customize the default heading style to something that looks nice to me. And then I can scroll down to the next paragraph here, click in it, and then go ahead and come up here and click on heading 1, scroll down to the next one, click in it, hit the F4 key because as you recall, the F4 will repeat the last formatting action, and the last formatting action was applying the heading 1 style to the one up above it, okay? Now a couple more things. Let me go ahead and scroll back up to the top and turn off my show hide codes here so they don't annoy you and me. If I come in here into the heading and I select the heading here and I say, well, instead of 16 I want it at 14, and I'm like, you know what, this is the good style, and maybe make it italics. When I scroll down, does it update all the rest? No. But if I would like it to update all the other headings, then go ahead and click within that style here, come back up here and right click on heading 1 and say that you want to go ahead and update this heading 1 to match the selections. So when you left click on it, it says that heading 1 is now going to be what I have selected here, which the cursor was flashing within it. And you can see down below it took that and updated all the other paragraphs here that had the heading 1 style applied to it, the original one, where it wasn't italicized or had a smaller font, size 14. And then finally, if I go ahead and I right click on this and go back down to modify, keep in mind that this will only apply in this document unless you click and select the new documents based upon this template. And then anytime, of course, you create a new document, you'll always be defaulted with the heading style here, the one that you set up that you can see behind the window here, instead of the default, which is blue and in Cambria and I think size 14. Another benefit for actually using these styles here is that when you hit Control F to do a find, to look over here in the navigation pane, remember the 3 different tabs? This is the one for browsing the results from the current search. This one's for the pages in your document, shows you the 2 pages, and then this one is for the headings. Now because I actually used the styles here, it pinpointed the headings and it marked them off here, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Pretty cool, because I can just click and go right to it. Wow, that's neat. So you can see a definite benefit by using the styles, at least here when it comes to finding things within your document by using the navigation pane, as opposed to other things that we're going to learn later on, like the table of contents, that we'll be able to quickly spot these styles and then pull them into the table of contents. Then one final note, if you're looking for more heading styles, instead of just heading 1, you want heading 2, 3, 4, and so on. Typically, heading 1 is the largest heading style. So when you're looking on a newspaper, it's the one up at the top that leads, and then heading 2, more like subheadings, heading 3, and so on. In any case, if you want to show more than just what you see here when you click on the More button, because all I've got here is heading 1, go ahead and click its expandable dialog box button for the Styles group, and then come down here and click on the Manage Styles button. And then if it doesn't take you to the Recommend tab, you might be on the Edit tab, go ahead and go to the Recommend tab. You can see that headings 2 through 9 are all hidden until used. Instead, let's go ahead and show them by selecting them, coming down here and click on Show. And you can select heading 3, click Show, or you can go back and select heading 2, 1, and say Hide until used. In any case, I've shown the other two headings, 2 and 3, click Okie dokie, and then go ahead and close out of here, and you can see up in the Styles group there's heading 1, heading 2, click the More button, and there's heading 3. And you can go ahead and hover over it. And you can see there's step 2. My cursor's flashing the paragraph. Let's go instead down to step 3 and then go over heading 2 and then click on More and then go over to heading 3. Pretty much the same. You can go ahead and right click and of course modify that and make whatever changes you want that best fits what your heading 3 should be. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.